What's going on, y'all? Terrell Friday here with Future DDS.
Tyler Brown here with Future DDS.
And today, we're going to give you guys a few tips that you can start today as pre-dents that'll help you get into school. So you want to get into school, but you don't know exactly where to start. We're here to help. First advice that we can offer is to start shadowing. Shadowing is one of those things you're going to need to put in your application to school to help gain exposure to the field, to gain experience in seeing procedures, and really just knowing what the dental practice and the field of dentistry is really going to have in store for you as a career.
That's important because honestly, you might go in shadow and decide you don't like dentistry, you know? So you don't want to waste your time, you don't want to waste admissions committee's time, you don't want to waste faculty time, you know, making your way to dental school, going throughout dental school and not enjoying it. So you definitely need to make sure that this is something that you want. If you don't want it, it's going to be very hard for you to make it through.
Of course, if you know that you want to go into the field of dentistry, this is also a really good way to gain a little bit more experience in the specialties and figuring out what exactly piques your interest. You can start with the general dentist and then spread out to the other specialties if you'd like to. You know, find an orthodontist, find someone who's a perio specialist, find an oral surgeon around, someone that you're comfortable with, obviously, and, you know, hit them up and try to shadow them.
Yeah, definitely. But I think we both can recommend to definitely get more general practice hours than specialty hours. In dental school, we actually do shadow specialties, and we call that rotations. I think we do that our second year.
Second or third year, I think.
Second or third year, right. So you'll have that opportunity, but for right now, get as much general practice hours that you can, and once you kind of hit, I don't want to give you a set amount, let's say,
when you feel comfortable, I say.
Exactly. Once you feel comfortable with your shadowing experience, then you can try to, you know, reach out to different specialties and kind of see what they're about.
Number 2 is community service. You do community service, you know, on the weekends. If you have an organization at your school or something like that that provides the opportunity to give you community service hours, this would be a good way to, again, get involved and gain exposure in the field of dentistry. You're going to have community service hours on your application for school. So obviously that's going to be a big reason why you should do it, but it's not the only reason, and it's not the most important reason why you should do it. It's definitely a rewarding experience. You gain exposure, you gain a network, you start to build that network, and people know that you're there for the right reasons because obviously you're not getting paid, you're not gaining you know, a tangible benefit from it. You're just there to do good work and to be of aid and assistance to people that need it.
Something that we both think that would look really, really great on your application, you know, instead of you going to a soup kitchen, you actually, you know, starting your own initiative. Once you do this, it really shows a lot about you. You know, it shows leadership, it shows creativity because you can do something new, and it really just shows initiative. And dental schools really like things like that because dental schools really like leaders. So if you're able to show yourself in that light as much as possible, you might as well take the opportunity to do so. So another tip is to start doing research on schools now.
That includes, you know, getting in touch with the admissions department. I'd say that was one of the big, crucial, influential things for me. Starting in school is just like getting that hands-on and that, you know, getting the information from the horse's mouth, so to speak, and just, you know, getting exactly what I needed to know, knowing exactly what I needed to do to, you know, reach those requirements for that specific school.
You're going to be spending a lot of money at these schools, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Definitely.
So you want to make sure that you're getting the most out of the school as you can. As far as if you like research, you might choose a school in Ohio versus the school in Florida who's more based around community, clinical community service, whatever it may be. So these are definitely things that you're going to want to look into because when it does come time for you to start applying to schools, the last thing you want to do is fork over money just to say, ooh, I got in somewhere. A lot of people will apply to like 30 schools, but I mean, honestly, especially going throughout my process, I found that, you know, I had a top 3 school list, and, you know, I definitely applied to more schools, but I threw away $1,000, $2,000 trying to apply to those schools when I could have saved that to put towards my security deposit for the school I'm at now, or rent or something else. So just don't, like I said, always be efficient. Don't waste money. Do your research so that you're prepared for when application process starts.
And this is a good way to, you know, help build rapport with that school if you decide to go there. You know, they can put a name to a face. You won't just be a name on a piece of paper. So that's definitely a good advantage as well.
Talk to some of the students. The dental community is a small one.
Yeah.
So I'm sure if you express interest in dentistry, there will be somebody from your town, from your city, who actually already goes to that school. Reach out to them and see what the school is like. How the class size dynamic is, how this class schedule dynamic is. You want to seem interested, or you want to be interested in these type of things, because those are the things that are really going to affect you once you enroll into the school.
So our last tip is going to be to find a mentor. Actually find a group of mentors. We said it's better to hear it from the horse's mouth instead of going out. You could easily go and look on the ADA site, look on the school's website, and see what their requirements are for their grades and, so to speak, and all that, all the extracurriculars and everything. But when you hear from them and you have someone really walking with you and guiding you to what you need to do and help you on every step of the way, that's going to be a bigger influence, and that's going to make a bigger impact on you as a pre-dent, and like sculpting your application and sculpting you as an applicant to apply to school.
And we don't want you to just choose somebody and be like, hey, be my mentor. Not everybody's a good mentor. I've been assigned mentors in the past that, they really weren't interested in me as a person, and therefore our chemistry just wasn't there. But then I had a job, and my boss became one of the best mentors I've ever had in my life. So really, really be selective on who you decide to build that relationship with. It's one that you can greatly benefit from.
To help you out with that is, grab a coffee and, set up like a 15-minute, pocket of someone's day. You don't want to take too much of a time. You don't want to do a whole lunch or dinner or plan a whole meeting. So, just let them know, I'm going to go grab some coffees. Maybe if I come by your office for 15 minutes, maybe you can meet me at the coffee shop on the way into the office for 15 minutes. Start to, measure people out and figure out exactly who's going to be the best fit for you in the situation and what you want to do.
Don't be afraid to reach out to somebody. I think that's a skill that a lot of people don't necessarily have, but you're going to have to develop it. So start now, send a professional email, or better yet, go meet them in person. Do whatever you need to do to make sure that they know who you are and your intentions are very clear as far as, showing you're determined to get into school or whatever it may be, so that they take the relationship serious as well.
Everyone knows these tips. I'm sure you've heard these tips before. We gave you a few tips that we could use, or a few tangible ways to put these tips into action. But the biggest bottom line tip I can give you is take this serious.
Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true! Just do it!
This is the beginnings of your career, potentially, that can last 20, 30, 40 years. So if you're not taking it serious, you can't expect anyone else to take it more seriously than you are, period.
Do it!
Take it serious. If it takes, pulling an all-nighter to make sure you get a grade, or if it takes making sure that you're studying instead of, going out for the weekend, or going to a party, or going to a friend's house that you're always hanging out with, take it serious.
Just do it!
Sacrifice is what's going to, put you in the best position to be successful in the future. Applying, making sure you're in the best position, in the best school that you're in, making sure that you have the network. Like we said, finding those mentors. You can't play around and expect someone else to take you serious, or you can't come unprepared and expect someone else to take you serious.
Another huge aspect to this, and I want to tell you all this as if you were my little sister, or my little brother, or my friend, literally, confidence is key. There's going to be a lot of people who doubt you, who say, oh, you're trying to do that? Oh, that's hard. That's blah, 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 blah. No, ignore it. They don't know your purpose. If this is something that you genuinely want, don't ever let somebody sway you from that. Like, literally, at the end of the day, once you get into dental school, everything that you've sacrificed up until that point, all the parties, all the
trips,
the
dinner, whatever, the date, anything. Whatever you're sacrificing, it's worth it.
It's worth it. Man. It's worth it, y'all, honestly. If it is what you want to do. So that's why, we go back to the beginning of the video and we say, make sure shadowing is number one, because if you don't want to go on this journey, don't force yourself to do it just because, me being a doctor, that's cool. Or like, it'll make my parents happy. Oh, awesome.
Or the check, or,
whatever.
The check you plan on getting, or whatever.
Whatever it may be.
You're going to hate it.
I'm telling you, you will hate it.
You're gonna hit adversity. If you're not taking it serious, if this isn't a serious goal for you, you're gonna crumble. You're gonna fall out of the race. And that's to be expected. This is a hard field to get into. There's a lot of work. It's a long time, even just getting into school. So if you can't deal with that type of grind, if you can't deal with that type of pressure, and really sitting down, planning your goals, getting to that point, doing what it takes to get there, then it's gonna get harder and harder exponentially. Self-confidence is key. Like, I've had situations where professors have even told me, are you going to cut your hair? Or, oh, your GPA, you're not taking this seriously, when really, you just maybe not grasping the concept. Or you got friends that are saying, oh, is that what you really want to do? Is that really going to be fun? Like, it doesn't seem like the type of thing that you would get into. But at the end of the day, you have to know what's right for you, and you have to know what you're willing to put into it. And you have to know what you want to get out of it. What's your main goal?
And also, be a realist with yourself. I don't fault anybody for having a lower GPA, but for applications, GPA and DAT score are the number 2 things. If you already know that your GPA is on the lower side, and you're just like, you know what, I'm gonna go into this next semester and make a 4.0, and then my GPA will be at a 3.5, whatever it may be. Like, if you continue to do the same things that you've done for every semester previously, you're gonna get the same result. You have to be a realist, because we've both seen a lot of people. I'm sure you all have seen a lot of people who started, pre-dental, pre-med, and just they weren't committed. They weren't. And even though they said they were, they always said it was so hard, blah, blah, blah. Like, you saw that their effort just wasn't there. And I don't ever think it's a issue of, oh, somebody's not smart enough. I never believe in that. What I do believe in is somebody caring more. Like, if I care about this, I'm gonna handle this,
You're gonna put in the work.
You're gonna put in the work.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind. At the end of the day, if you don't get into dental school, if you do not get into dental school, the only person that you can blame is yourself, because there is somebody who's had a rougher situation than you have, and they have made it through. So always remember that. Don't feel sorry for yourself. Just get up and get to work.
Get it done. That's going to wrap it up for us. Just make sure you're taking it serious. Here's a few tips that you can use, implement right now to get started today. If you have any other questions, if you have any other inquiries or anything, ask us specific questions, personal questions on our path, our journey to dental school and through dentistry, hit us up, comment below, go over to Instagram, send us a DM at _FutureDDS. That's going to wrap it up for us. Thank you for the support, of course, and we'll see you next time.
All right, y'all.